Do believe everything is in order. Alright, why are you giving me bitrate issues once again? There we are now. Alright, that will require some diagnosis post-stream. Regardless, salutations, class, and welcome back. After a bit of finagling with Microsoft's very, finicky account services, I think we're ready to begin again. It's back to Halo. Last time we were here, it was on the Truth and Reconciliation level, about halfway through. This is going to be an absolute nightmare, and previously, I needed a bit of inebriation to make sure I could get through it. This time, we're going to try it completely sober instead. Which, accordingly, this will be a very sobering experience for anyone underprepared here. We should have a checkpoint, doesn't it have... Yeah, it shows it here. Does it not have our checkpoint in here? Normally you're supposed to have a resume button immediately. Fine. We'll just resume Truth and Reconciliation on Classic. Setting it on Legendary, but do we have the option to pick the specific checkpoint? Did it really not save our progress? You know what, I'll just hit Quick Start. Legendary. That's not gonna set us back on the first level, will it? Error! Welcome. It will. It seems it didn't save our checkpoint. Now, Microsoft told me my account was locked by the time I got back in. Are we particularly concerned with the second half of that third level, or do we want to try... Yeah, no, we're not doing it from here. Oh, you incompetent fiends, it did not save my progress halfway through Truth and Reconciliation. Do you want to just go ahead and skip that, then get right on to Silent Cartographer? Do we want to get... Okay, resume. Oh, I see. They have it set here as a playlist progress. Never mind. I think we're good. Alright, noted. No, I think we're good. Interesting, they save playlist progress specifically. Well, that's some news for us then. Welcome, Kayla. Welcome, Error. Welcome, the ever so silent ghost third person here. Oh, no. We already got through this. Alright, fine. We'll have to have that noted for the future. Eventually, I might come back so we can have a more complete experience here. I would like to revisit some games once we have a larger audience in the future. Fine. We'll skip Truth and Reconciliation because that's an incredibly uncomfortable level regardless. We'll give ourselves a much more delightful beginning to the stream here. This here is Silent Cartographer, which is, according to most people, probably the single best level in this entire game, which, you know, I might even have to agree.
The Covenant believe that what they call the Silent Cartographer is somewhere under this island. The Cartographer is a map room that will lead us to Halo's control center. The island has multiple structures and installations. One of them contains
Perhaps
the
I'll
map.
have to do a test campaign run or two for the other Halo games to make sure I can get all the tech working correctly there. Not like anyone here hasn't seen the entirety of the first Halo, regardless. I wonder if that had to do with my account reset last time.
Nailed it.
Alright, let's get this started. We will want the plasma pistol, again, because the assault rifle is not very useful on legendary difficulty for the first game.
Suicide, man!
And one headshot will do it. In fact, actually, the plasma rifle is one of the best weapons in the first game. So we'll use that to get rid of the elites. Well, I feel sorry for him. So tell me, Kayla, you seem like you have a bone to pick with Microsoft. Is there anything you'd like to share, show and tell with the class? Come on. Never could use the plasma gun. It requires a little bit of leading your targets, a little bit of tracking. Make sure I'm hitting my targets correctly. And everyone else is already dead. But we get to use their ammo. Although I think every single one of them was only carrying an assault rifle. There we go. We might have to play this a little sneakily. The AI in Halo 1 is incredibly innovative, but because of that, it's also a little exploitable. Huh. Am I gonna have to aim slightly to the right of everything? Use second Halo. Have played it so much that you would put any of my numbers in the ground just badly. Well, dedication goes a long way, as well as innate skill. Sorry, you might have understood the setup sucked. You did not. Sounds like a text-to-speech program. There's two of them. We will have to be very careful to not let our shields drop down at all, if possible. We still have a few bullets left, but we will have to eliminate one of them first. Wonder if that actually caused any damage where it counts. Alright, I think we'll have to drive them into cover, and then a well-placed grenade. Darn. Guess we might need a plasma pistol then. The charged plasma pistol shots have slight homing, which should help us at the medium range that we're battling here. And he's behind cover. There we go. One down. The other one will not be nearly as hard. Ah, we got them both. Or not.
Area secure.
Affirmative. Echo 419 inbound. Somebody order a warthog. You know our motto. We deliver.
Wouldn't say I ordered a warthog. I was looking for a puma. Ah, my favorite part of any Halo mission. I enjoy a good FPS drive. At least the first Halo seemed to make it really work, although we don't have any soldiers to follow us. Which means we're gonna have to go a little crash dirty here. Time for a good application of force. Give them a wide berth because they do not track their targets very well with their shot leading. Now, there's a lot of them there. They might hurt me before I get close enough. We'll play this a little bit more tactically, given that we don't have to worry about how much ammo we expend. Not the best spot to shoot from, I suppose. Surprise! Now, I'm not one to brag, but in my earlier days of playing PC Halo Combat Evolved, I take pride in exactly how well I can handle the Warthog. I played a myriad of multiplayer games among my friends, and never once did I actually tumble this thing over without the intervention of explosives from my enemies, at least. Ah, already aiming like I am drunk. Wait for it. And got him. So far, so good. We're about 10 minutes in and we haven't even died yet. Let's do a little, D-Day here. Nice shot. Thank you. We're going to hopefully have quite a few of those, although there is quite a bit of lying from the game itself. The Halo games have a lot more bullet magnetism than they let you notice. And by that, I mean the actual bullet you fire, so long as it's within your crosshair, will still redirect slightly towards what you're aiming for. Meaning you do not always shoot straight down your crosshair, it actually does guide a little bit. And that's just to make you feel like you're a better player than you actually are. There's actually even a skill specifically to turn it off. You'll be able to see specifically how much my aim degrades after that fact. Wish I could dodge more like that. We can't even do that until Reach. And even then you need a specific armor ability for it. Hopefully we have access to a health pack soon. You know, I've never noticed that one before. What's going on with that one? One of the biggest focuses with Halo, specifically, what differentiated it from a lot of earlier first-person shooters, was the sandbox element to it. All the different weapons you can pick up, as well as a much more open map. Wonder where that dropship landed. Now, you're not supposed to drink and drive, but here I am in the military. And I only take orders from my officers. Assess the situation. We have an overshield down there, which I think we will pick once we start going into the facility itself. What I'd like to show here is something I discovered the last time I was actually playing this game solo.
They're already inside. We have to get in there and stop
You see that drifting?
before they learn the location of the control center.
If you manage to steer your Warthog sideways before you make a collision, well, there goes my flawless record. Of course, steering the Warthog sideways will give you a much wider berth to actually slap your opponents with. And Halo Combat Evolved was notorious for having way too much collision damage through
Looks
vehicles.
like there is a path into the interior of the island.
Let's roll. Got a bit more ammo for a pistol that we... Oh. Easy pickings. Maybe that's where that dropship landed. Do we have a shot? We do. Barely. And only on some of them. Alright, we'll have to get out of here. Come back here in a moment. How did I install this? This is actually technically Halo MCC that I'm playing. It's not the original Gearbox re-release of Halo Combat Evolved here. It's MCC still, which was done easily enough through Steam. Now, if I remember, where was it? There should be an alternative path somewhere up on the side. Can't remember if that was it. Well, you gotta break a few eggs if you're wanting to make a proper investigation. We'll work on it backwards instead. Maybe the entrance was down here. Actually, I think it was. Hold on. Yeah, here it is. Did you know there was a cave here? Beep beep. Didn't even hit it. So long as you're not in the vehicle, you don't take damage when it does. Also, welcome, Trey. A formal welcome. Oh, well, that was a bad idea. Alright, we'll try this the traditional way, how it was supposed to be set up. Elia, welcome. So glad to see you return. Alright, instead we're going to be a bit more innovative. After we get their attention the first time, hopefully with a bit of surprise we'll be able to take down a few of them before they're a problem. Did not know about the cave. There's a few secrets I discover every single time I play. See how many of them we can get with the turret from here. Kayla, how many times have you played through CE? I know you said in the past that Halo is a favorite of yours. Favorite of mine as well. Yeah, there's no way I would have made that shot without a scope normally. That I owe mostly to the bullet magnetism. Which is still not entirely flawless. Mostly what it helps with is making sure you hit them as long as you're aiming near their silhouette. Doesn't help too much with headshots. Now get ourselves waiting out here for another ambush, and... Ah, guess we didn't actually hit anyone with that. Ah, the second one just outright killed him. That's useful. Got him. Uh-oh. shoot him the instant he shows his ugly mug, because we need him to flinch and not hit us back. Got him. CE, probably about 25. Reach, no kidding, probably about 78. That's a very specific number. I admire your dedication. Well, I'm happy to stream this for a genuine Halo fan.
My analysis indicates that the map room should be at the bottom floor of this facility. Let's keep going inside.
Wrong room. Give me that. Ah, seems we're too close to the Warthog to actually pick that one up. Or that one might be out of ammo. Now, supposedly, there's a way to actually fit that Warthog down here, but we're not going to be using it for very long. Go ahead and make our approach as silent as possible. And see if I remember how to throw grenades in this game.
Don't let them lock the doors.
Ah, got him.
Interesting.
Does this game have a big shot? Well, the closest equivalent could be the charged plasma pistol shot here if you're talking about a larger than normal bullet. Otherwise, we do have shotguns and later even in this level, rocket launchers. What I didn't show off last level, but might have a good opportunity to do sometime, is the re-release that comes with MCC actually has a sound overhaul for a lot of the Halo 1 weapons. Actually, I think that might have been reverted with the most recent patch. One of the most important things that they did change is they did change the sniper rifle to have a much more wonderful sound. So it does sound like a genuine 50 caliber bullet, which would definitely be the biggest of shots. If a 50 cal hit you, it would blow off your shoulder and probably injure the few people standing behind you.
There's a path into the interior of the island. We need to find the security override to get this door open.
Another perfect grenade setup with still no one noticing me. Halo is now a stealth game. Beautiful. Now, normally you're supposed to take out the big guy first, which does send everyone else into a panic, but in the case of Legendary, where I have so little health to spare in the first place, getting flanked is a bigger threat than a larger enemy. We can actually 1v1 most enemies on Legendary reliably. It's when they're in a group and do not give us enough time to find cover that we'll be in trouble. Go ahead and lock this one back behind there. Don't know if we got him. Alright, Ilya. I'll have it lined up for you right here. Here is our big shot! Of course it's a 1-2 because we have to shoot him after we hit him with the initial plasma burst. There we go. Now another way to get up here slowly. I don't think we'll be able to take the Warthog up there as much as I'd love to. Although we probably can, so long as we break a few rules along the way. Oh boy, here we go. We will require another big shot. is my cat doing? Hold on. If I do not shut my door hard enough to actually have the door click, my cat likes to, intrude in my room quite frequently. Which normally he'd be welcome, but he is prone to being a little intrusive onto my streaming duties. Amazing. Thank you, kid. But this is not going to be one of the more difficult levels for us. Silent Cartographer has a very tolerable and handleable balance of enemies. Alright, we'll still need another big shot. Swap out for the other plasma pistol, give ourselves a reload. And... wow, they do not run out of grenades. I do have a cat, Ilya. He is a very lovely boy. I'll be doing an official reveal of the cat at 10k subs, so... there's a personal goal of mine. Who knows how far that's off? Of course, all it takes is... one meme to actually go viral, so... starting soon enough, now that I've gotten a bit more of a hang on the streaming half of things, I will start trying to work on video edits, which will include small snippets or streams or skits to be done here and there. VTubing does not explicitly require streaming. In fact, with some of the forerunners such as Kizuna Ai, it didn't even have game streams at all. That is a fairly recent addition, which is mostly the fault of Hololive and Niji-sanji. The hunters here are not an issue so long as you have the pistol. Easy. In fact, probably the easiest enemies on Legendary. Aside from the grunts, of course, but those were not intended to be difficult in any place. Hunters are supposed to be mini-bosses, but a well-placed shot will just kill them even on Legendary. You'll see the magnetism was still somehow causing us to shoot the shield, rather than his wrist. Hey, nice one. You know, the shields that those guys carry are weak to plasma bullets, so we might have to go ahead and use the plasma weapons a bit more than the pistol. Might be a bit more effective. Did I upload the animation? Not yet. I will be posting that to Twitter, I suppose, sometime later today. After the stream last night, I actually logged off of my streamer account. I have two different ones on my computer, one specifically for all my streaming stuff, the other for the offline business. Although, one of my students, Leviathan, which I believe everyone here has actually been to her debut, she did let me on to a tip in there is a public test beta for Discord. That actually lets me be signed into two Discord accounts simultaneously. So, moving forward, after starting since, I think it's been Wednesday might have been when I first actually signed into it. Even if I'm not on my streamer account, which will not have access to my Twitter or my Steam for streaming purposes, I will be able to see Discord stuff. I'm going to spend the free time I have tomorrow setting up the official Xander University Discord server. And I will be able to participate with the community a bit more there. And we hit the tree. Take a careful watch on our motion tracker and make sure we do not get caught out in the open. We're gonna need to go back and get some health. I am always signed into Twitter on my phone because I do not have a Twitter for my regular self. I've never used Twitter before streaming. So I will periodically check my phone. I will be able to check my Twitter minimum once a day at the very least. But Discord is probably where I will be the most involved, or at least the most attentive, should anyone have something to discuss or suggest. In fact, that actually might be a better hub for people to discuss trying to get things set up for future streams. One of the most important innovations to have there would be a suggestions channel. After all, I will want to stream what you want to watch, which, of course, I will exclude games I don't like, but there's plenty of common ground between myself and my viewers. Master Chief, would you mind telling me what you're doing on that ship? Sir, becoming a VTuber. Oh, could you imagine? Actually, you know, I'm pretty sure there is a Spartan VTuber somewhere here or there. I wouldn't be surprised. In fact, while we're talking about boomer shooters, the other day on Twitter I did discover a MechWarrior-themed VTuber, specifically as a pilot, so seems the VTuber sphere reaches a lot farther than I originally anticipated. Yeah, there's definitely a Halo Spartan VTuber somewhere here or there. I have seen one guy who has a Doom-related avatar. Now that's something that's an interesting idea. What if there's one for Haley or an Elite? Or even a Grunt VTuber, that would be hilarious. We are doing remarkably well so far, which this is one of the easier levels. Probably why it's received so well. It doesn't put you into any situations that are impossible to handle. A lot of fights on other levels are scaled more for the difficulty of heroic, and they will give you some challenges which are difficult and require a lot of forward thinking, but the actual damage balancing in Legendary is outright unfair. Such as that. Again, all the hunters die in one shot to their back. Any of the orange parts, but that's the easiest one to hit. Great,
Use the hollow panel to
a
shut down the
cutscene.
security system.
I can finally take a drink.
Good. That should open the door that leads into the main shaft.
There we go. Far too many VTubers are allergic to water. I myself hydrate responsibly. One thing I would like to bring up while we are working on the anniversary. Wait, hold on. Huh. Looked like there would have been a secret here. How do you one-shot the hunter? Is this extra normal mode? No. Right here. This is legendary. If you hit them not on the armor, but on their exposed orange flesh shots, the orange parts, which is where the actual creature is underneath, even though it's technically an amalgamation of worms, that counts as a headshot. Not actually in their head, but that is their weak spot. It will Uh-oh. I forgot about this part.
Understood. We're on our way.
And you can say I didn't see it coming either. Luckily, the invisible guys have much weaker shields that we can power through easier. Of course, I will have to lean into the screen and get a better look. Never knew. Yeah, I'm surprised actually. I was probably... Originally when I was playing this when I was little, back when there was little baby Xander playing Halo, of course I wouldn't have been good enough to land headshots consistently. Also, playing on Xbox, your accuracy will suffer compared to PC. Uh-oh, I need this. You know, we probably don't even need a headshot from the pistol versus these guys. They have so little health that a plasma rifle should be able to finish them off. Like so. Yeah, as a demonstration here. You'll see the orange part here on the back, as well as underneath the neck, which is very hard to hit, but still very possible. That is what counts as the headshot hit box on those guys. He's invisible. Of course.
Understood. We're on our
Alright,
way.
try it again. Now this time we are prepared. Line up another big shot. You know, with enough grenades, we can choke them out from being able to find any cover at all. Oh, wow. We didn't even need a second one for him either. I'd rather have the plasma rifle, so we'll pick that up and head out over here. Yep, I still see him. I see his little plasma rifle glowing in the distance. He's in that corner. Unless there's actually two of them. I will have to lean in very close to keep a good eye out. Peace. Alright, that should be it. Pick up another one of these, which I think now we're actually supposed to go down, right?
Chief, Bravo 22 was bringing us some heavy weapons. After I saw we were up against hunters, I thought you could use them.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
move
where
down
we
the
need to
beach.
be.
Keep an eye out for any cargo we can salvage.
By the way, Spartans themselves are usually about 7 or 8 feet tall, the size of basketball players, and as muscular as bodybuilders. This pistol, actually, while it seems irrational that a pistol would be used as a marksmanship weapon, if you look at the size they're actually supposed to be in someone's hands, you couldn't hold this thing. No real human being could hold this thing with one hand. This pistol would actually be the size of a rifle. Maybe not as long, but definitely as heavy in any normal human's hands. Which would give a pretty good explanation how I'm able to do something like this without the barrel of a rifle. Huh. I wonder if 50 cal pistols are actually a thing. I think over there we can drop down without taking damage. Gives us a bit of a slope to slide down. Also, a formal welcome to Word 789. I think I answered your question, but didn't actually get a chance to say hi. No, we took a little bit of damage. What do you mean it didn't count? Did I dodge in real life? Did I dodge that one in real life? Huh, must be a genetic reflex. Hey, It's me, everyone's favorite VTuber. Desert Eagle pistol uses 50 action... Ah! Well, I don't know too much about realistic rifles. Noted. 50 cal deagle, interesting. That's gotta injure someone's shoulder. Actually, in retrospect, the size of the bullet doesn't influence how much recoil a weapon has. It's the length of the barrel that causes the explosion to force the bullet out for a longer time without any way to distribute it to the sides. So a longer barrel on a weapon will actually give you a longer range and a faster bullet, because it holds the explosion of the bullet firing together. So maybe a 50 cal deagle actually wouldn't hurt nearly as much as a 50 cal rifle. Granted, I don't know specifications of actual weapons, but I do know the physics behind them. Being the scientist, of course. So, if you ever want to know why the characters in ODST call this a spanker, that's why. I wonder if we can actually read the specs on here. Surface-to-surface missile, but it doesn't tell us exactly why it's called a spanker. It doesn't tell us what that abbreviates. You know, I'd actually say this level looks wonderful on anniversary graphics. It's a lot of other ones that people have complaints about. Let me know if you'd like to see any of the levels specifically in anniversary or classic graphics. I know the common complaint is against the anniversary graphics, but some levels like this one I think handle it a lot better. It is mostly the Pillar of Autumn and the internals of Forerunner structures that suffer from it. But the natural landscapes on the anniversary version are exceptional. Especially that lighting, look at that. Baked shadows and everything. Now, it's often so seldomly discovered because you're not normally going in this direction, but we'll use our wonderful little tunnel here to get out. Ah, when did you get here? And when did you leave? Here, I'd like to apply some physics. Told you I know how to drive that thing. No, the rockets are going to be saved for something a lot more dangerous than a hunter. Looks better than the original Halo 2, absolutely. When I went back to play Halo 2 upon its arrival to the MCC, was it last year or the year before? When Halo 2 actually showed up on the MCC, would have been the first time I played it since, say, 2006. After the release of Halo 3, I actually never went back and played 2. I didn't have the opportunity to understand just how much the graphics suffered in that time. Now, that is where we're supposed to be, and in fact, with overshields, there's even speedrunning tactics to get down there, but I don't have those practiced. Ah, this guy's just glued to his little screen here. Must be watching VTubers. Now, the rest of you don't deserve that. He does. Halo Infinite trailer soon. Actually, I haven't been paying attention too much to... we got ourselves into some trouble. I haven't been paying enough attention to Halo Infinite. Oh, the music, definitely. I can go back and watch that. There's health packs further down the level. We'll just have to deal with our mistakes. From a gameplay perspective, I can understand why they did away with the separate health and shield bars here. One issue that you will find with having the permanent amounts of health afterwards is sometimes you can get yourself saved into a checkpoint that you really can't get past, just because you have so little health to spare afterwards. Whereas Halos 2 and 3, and I think every Halo afterwards except for Reach, your entire health bar would regenerate. Just to make sure you'd never get yourself into a situation where you could never recover enough shields. Or enough health. Because right now, we're mostly just living off of our shields bar. We get hit with our shields down, oh, we're pretty much dead. Staring contest, go. And we missed. Yeah, we'll skip the assault rifle because the pistol is a lot more functional of a weapon. And there we go. Run it back, and this time don't waste 2 extra rockets. See, this guy deserves punishment because he's donating to horny VTubers, which are the worst kind. Xander, that was a big shot now. Ah, right! I did mention that previously. We do have our rocket launchers full of their own levels of big shots! Sometimes capable of hurting more than one person at a time. Why did that miss you? No. You unlocked hard mode. Huh. I never noticed that little device before. What's with the weird purple particles? That headshot was entirely an accident. Hold on. I want to check that out. And you're not interrupting me. Cool professors don't look at explosions. Grunt Zarungoi farm is forced to fight with the Covenant. Interesting bit of lore there. I won't deny that, but I feel like I've read that before, but I feel like I've also read information against it. Interesting. And also not a surprise, because if I remember correctly, they're still sort of a slave warrior race regardless. The reason they're used so often in the Covenant ranks is because they breed incredibly quickly. Which is why there's so many of them that we have to deal with. We can't jump from over there. Has to be from right there. Huh. You know, I've never noticed that terminal before. Also, while we're here, I did mention that the anniversary graphics make the internals of the Forerunner structures suffer a little bit. This does have a very alien and futuristic aesthetic, but one thing to note about the Forerunners is they are supposed to have a sort of monolithic and very stone mason work sort of aesthetic to their structures. Right here, everything looks like metal. But in the classic graphics, it does look a bit more like stone, and even sounds like something somewhere between metal and stone. Which is where a lot of people actually complained about the anniversary graphics for Halo 1. The Anniversary Halo graphics are absolutely on point though, in contrast. That is a shortcut into the next area. We do not want to drop ourselves down into the middle of everyone trying to shoot us at once. Now, see if we can get a stealth kill on any of the larger guys around here. Halo on Legendary changes into a stealth game. Okay, fine. Look, I know I'm pretty, but you don't have to explain my presence the instant I show up. Huh. I never noticed these passageways either. That is also a new discovery for me. Normally I just jump over those tiny floors over there. Or tiny walls. Note, this is also Legendary without any skills on, so it still has some very exploitable techniques we can use. In fact, we don't even need the rocket launcher for those guys. Not gonna need those health packs anymore since we died that first time we took too much damage. Everything Forerunner after Halo 4 is a metallic aesthetic due to the whole Promethean robots and shield world aesthetic thing. You know, you are completely right, I did play through Halo 4 recently upon its arrival to the PC MCC. I actually kind of like Halo 4 probably a bit more than it deserves. I think they did pretty well with that game. I will need to review the aesthetics of that and compare that to Infinite upon its release. Oh, well, there's a speedrunning strat right there. Over here. Right there. That is exactly the point in the animation where you have the best shot for him. And given the size of this pistol, you could also call it a big shot.
Set the table. Engage enemy forces on site.
It'll be easier to hold them off from inside the
Right,
structure.
I think
Can you
this
get
passage
inside?
is empty on the first arrival.
Negative. They're
They
closing
wanted a
in
bit
too
more
fast.
pacing for you to
Negative.
listen to the
Chief,
dialogue in
we
the
gotta
background
find the
rather than having
cartographer.
too many
We'll keep 'em
fights.
busy as long as we can.
I think now
Give 'em
someone
hell,
shows up.
We'll be
Right?
in a tight spot
No.
if we don't get out of here before additional reinforcements arrive. Let's find that map.
Another bit of game design there. That entire place was empty for the sake of pacing. As I said before, it's the same reason why a lot of final bosses or story important bosses will have a large empty passageway beforehand. It's to give you a little bit of a tension release before you go in and do anything big. Only one can be Big Shot. And that's me. Pay no attention to the invisible guy punching everyone in the back. Last guy. Yes, yes I am. Ah, missed. I was hoping to make that fun. Bit of comedic timing applied. Does more psychological damage. Like that. Does YouTube have a clipping feature yet? We'll need to clip that one. That was a good one. That's also on the list of things to start, is seeing if we can snatch up any funny little tidbits and moments. After all, people aren't going to come back and sit for a 2-hour VOD after stream happens. Streams are important for the interaction, not for the actual person talking aloud. There we go, that's my flashlight button. Smile. Hey buddy, the spotlight's on you. That means you finally become a big shot! Oh, don't cry.
Activate the map.
You'll get used to the paparazzi.
Analyzing. Halo's control center is located there. That structure appears to be some sort of temple or shrine, if I've interpreted this correctly. Interesting. A shrine is an unlikely...
You know, I
thing
just
to
noticed
such
how
a
much space
significant
that chat is taking up on the screen.
Cortana to Captain.
Where did I have this before when we were not playing something like Noida? How about down here? Was that a little less intrusive?
The captain has dropped out of contact, Cortana. His ship may be out of range or having equipment problems.
Keep trying. Let me know when you've re-established contact, and then tell him that the Master Chief and I have determined the location of the control center. We'll be heading there as soon as we're topside.
Affirmative. Full hammer out.
You know, I think that's something I'll set up for a few streams in the future. We might go ahead and possibly drop the Twitch streaming for anything that isn't a game specifically with Twitch integration. So, Dead Cells and Noida, yes. But possibly other games, I might try to keep it condensed to just YouTube. After all, I've barely pulled any viewers showing up on Twitch. Mostly on... well, no. I've built up followers, but mostly someone will show up, hit follow, and then never show up for another stream again. My YouTube audience seems to be a lot more consistent. And thank you, of course. Literally, the only metric I care about in terms of streaming is the return to viewer count. Not how many followers or subscribers I get. Never gonna stop saying it. Streaming is important for the interaction. And if there's no one here, then 2 hours of dead air. It is. We have 2 more rockets. We'll need to make good use of them on the way back up. And I know just who we saved the last one for. Remarkable how much easier this is with the power weapons. Slowly turn around and back into the camera. Oh, wow! Well, you'll see he survived the rocket, which is why he's a lot more of a problem than the pistol being used for the hunters. Hunters don't get rockets. A single pistol shot will take those guys out just fine. In fact, it's mostly the scaling with the shields that's a problem here. Which is why you'll see me use so many plasma weapons frequently. And we have plenty of explosives to spare. Well, that guy was tougher than the entire army we just fought through. Luckily, we're not set back very far at all. Sure, stand right on top of it. Protect your friends, I guess. Actually, I think there's a very good way for us to actually keep on the stream chats occupying a significant amount of the screen as well, on top of being able to keep it on both YouTube and Twitch. Most other streamers will have some sort of an overlay, and they'll, I know you've seen it. They'll have some sort of overlay occupying most of the screen, and then just shrink the little box down here into a smaller portion. Yeah, that Sing Haley survived being a big shot! There we go. Get a shot in there, and another shot in there, and another shot. Ah, damn it. And we're about to die. Surprisingly not shot from behind as I expected. Maybe it would have been better to save a rocket for this one. And no number of jackals is going to compare to the annoyance of a single elite. Oh wow, did we somehow manage to hit 2 of them with that? Guess it does have some element of slash damage, right? Or maybe, I know the jackals are prone to holding on to their big plasma shots, the ever so necessary big shot here. Might have actually caused him to release his trigger and shoot it into his own friend. Why, yes. Yes, I am. Like certain subatomic particles, I can be in more than one place at a time. Be careful. Really? Skip the 1-2 punch. We'll pick up that needler once we can stand out there and not die. Plenty of ammo. This will work. I think he might still be alive. Nope, we got him. Wow, the needler might even be a better weapon than that rocket launcher with only 1 shot left in it. But this has a very specific elite's name on him. Yeah, as part of the rule, November here, coming up, will be the month that, since fighting game October definitely didn't seem to take off with the less than stellar netcode between Melty Blood and Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl, we'll use November to bring up the production value on here a little bit. I might even get an actual stream overlay. Although personally I always preferred streamers that had just the face and just the action. I never understood why people considered it so important to them for them to have their own words showing up in the chat. Now I do understand the difference. This absolutely does need a chat showing up on the side here, but maybe not for the gameplay itself. I'd love to talk to some scholarly opinions on that. Discuss it with some scholars, with their scholarly opinions. Oh, great. The guys down here will have plasma weapons for us to steal for a moment. There we go. There's one. and we only need the one. Oh, right. Plasma grenades dropped by enemies will still be able to be detonated by other ones. Such as, you see this one on the ground here. If there's a lot of enemies dying in one area, and you haven't picked up their plasma grenades, you can start big chain reactions like that and kill a lot of them at once. He couldn't take the heat. Now this is where I'm going to need this. Watch me blow myself up. And he's still alive. He's still very alive. I stuck myself rather than the floor. So, Professor blew himself up with a different method than expected. Really, I saved the rocket for that guy, and didn't even need to use it on him. We'll instead take the long, silent, awkward walk back up to the exit.
Echo 419. The Chief and I are topside, requesting pickup.
Roger, on my way.
Ah, well, it makes sense to save it for these guys, at least. How did you get here behind me? Well, that's dangerous. Yeah, I agree, Era. That was a bit of a, shortcoming going on. There we go. How did you survive all that? Guy's been dodging way too many bullets. Take me to Albuquerque.
Let's get moving. Bowhammer, here are coordinates and a flight plan I've worked on.
Quick, while the cutscene is playing, Xander shall disappear and grab another drink.
The Covenant did a thorough seismic scan, and my analysis.
Oh, I pressed the spacebar on accident. Oh well.
This is as far as I can go.
Roger that. We'll be able to find our way to the control center from here.
Good luck. Bowhammer out.
And excellent timing. Now, this is going to be one of the most difficult levels in the game for us. It's going to be an absolute drag the entire time. This is one of the longest and slowest paced levels in the game, as well as being one of the most repetitive. So, does anyone need a break before we begin? This is going to be a very exhaustive process right here. Quick, before his shields recharge, we'll need to come around and hit him again. Alright, he did take damage. If we keep swerving back and forth around this pillar, it'll give us a bit of a surprise we can pull on him. You'll go find some snacks. I'll go ahead and wait for another response after we clear out this first area, because this might take a while. Especially once we have to get past those turrets. Been here, remember this. Take a break, take a break. We'll wait until I clear out this first little spot. I think we get a checkpoint pretty soon afterwards. There's one down. One to go. Goodbye. Well, first try there. Now, I remember the last time I was playing this, I ended up having a much bigger problem with the first entry here. I think actually you don't get a cutscene except for a little bit of... Oh, nope. There's our checkpoint, so we don't have to repeat that part. Been here, remember this. I've also remember doing that opening sequence about 7 or 8 times the first time I was playing this on Legendary. I might have a much better experience this time, who knows. But let's just take a moment and relax for a bit. Wait for error to make their return. Oh, well, that was quick. Snacks are good. I would partake in my fair share during a stream, but one thing I've noticed is just how much a recent lunch holds you back when you're trying to do streaming. Oh, but no snacks. Aw. Do you have an opportunity to grab more, or is that just not something we can do yet? I don't have much food in the house either, Rich. I might go on a grocery trip after the stream. Now, we might not be able to get through this level before that happens. I'll go ahead and gauge just how much progress we make. I also don't know why I'm using the assault rifle here. There we go. Oh, right, we're out of grenades completely. No way to deal with crowds. I don't do too well in crowds myself. I hope we may solve your snack predicament pretty soon, Error.
It's right here.
Get back here. A lot of these guys are carrying needlers. That'll be very useful for us. And a much easier way to take care of our larger enemies. Something a bit more sustainable than using all of our plasma pistol shots. Down the hole.
The Covenant presence here is stronger than I anticipated. They seem to have the entire region secured.
Which means they're involved in something big around here. Perhaps of the shot persuasion?
Interesting. The weather patterns here seem natural, not artificial. I wonder if the ring's environment systems are malfunctioning. Or if the designers wanted the installation to happen.
Well then.
I didn't think there were any human forces left on this part.
Cortana to Fire Team Zulu. I read you. Fire Team Zulu, this is Cortana. Hold position. We're on our way.
Got him.
Roger that. Make it quick.
Ah, this is one of my favorite tracks. And luckily, everyone here is picking up a needler, so we will be able to use this weapon just fine against most of the enemies in this area. Now, if we're clever enough, there is actually a way to steal that Banshee. Wait for it. Now I remember why I was so fond of that weapon. Let's, run that one back. What's interesting to note here is the enemy placement on this
The weather
section
patterns here seem natural,
is
not
a little
artificial.
bit
I wonder
randomly
if the ring's environment
assigned.
systems are malfunctioning. Or if the designers want
Sometimes there's not a guy over there, sometimes there is a guy over there.
This is Fire Team Zulu requesting immediate assistance from any UNSC forces. Does anyone copy? Over.
I didn't think there were any human forces left.
Cortana to Fire Team Zulu. I read you. Fire Team Zulu, this is Cortana. Hold position. We're on our
Oh
way.
boy. There we go.
Roger that.
Now we're
Make it
safe.
quick.
Alright. 1 bar of health left. Down below, don't ever forget down below. That's one of my better routes to actually take to try to keep a little bit of stealth out. Now the fact that the shields are down is not going to do too much to benefit us. I really like how they kept such interesting level design and architecture for a lot of these sections. Normally, they don't approach you when you're behind cover like that. Let's see if we have an opportunity to prove my point.
Interesting. The weather
Why
patterns
does
here
the Halo
seem
Ring
natural,
have an
not
environment and
artificial.
atmosphere
I
like
wonder
a
if the
planet?
ring's environment systems are malfunctioning.
My
Or if the
guess, for
designers
what I
wanted
know about the
installation
Forerunner
to have
lore,
inclement weather.
and if there's any other experts in the chat here, feel free to correct me. The Forerunners, in their
If there were any
endeavors
human forces
to
left in this
protect against the Flood,
Cortana to Fire Team Zulu. I read you.
they did have a need
Fire
to
Team Zulu, this is
categorize
Cortana.
and store
Hold
data
position. We're
for
on our way.
all life that exists before they fired the Halo Rings. Spoiler, although it's 20 years too late, the purpose of the Halo Rings is to wipe out all sapient life in order to starve the Flood from a food source, which basically they stored all the DNA from every single existing creature they could find, and then recreated them after firing the Halo Rings. Having an environment like this might give an opportunity to study life forms to understand what environments they survive in. Whereas a place like this might be where they held anything that would survive more in an Arctic environment. I don't know if there's an actual lore reason other than the game design itself, allowing for a bit of a variety in the terrain that you come across, even though for the most part it's just grass, mountains, and snow. Does the first Halo have a desert level? I don't think it does. Oh, and we do have a swamp. Well, for a guy like that we see so sparingly, we might have to use our 1-2 punch. And miss. Go wart yourself. I swear that bullet hit his shoulder. You know, I wonder if we just attract everyone at the beginning there, and we don't actually have any more fighting to do on this bridge. No desert in the first Halo. Got it. What the? Oh, that is a big what the. I don't remember that guy. Technically, it does have a desert plain. The plateau in the third level, sort of.
Interesting. The weather patterns
See?
here seem
There's no
natural,
guy
not
over there this
artificial.
time.
I wonder
Or
if the
over
ring's
here.
environment systems are malfunctioning, or if the designers wanted the installation to happened.
This is Fire Team Zulu requesting immediate assistance from any UNSC forces. Does anyone copy? Over.
I didn't think there were
Careful,
any human
careful.
forces left on this planet.
Cortana to
Mission
Fire
where
Team
you fight the
Zulu. I
Graveler
read
to
you.
save desert
Fire Team
keys.
Zulu,
Yeah,
this is
the
Cortana.
plateau
Hold
there.
position. We're on our way.
Roger that. Make it quick.
Uh-oh. I wonder if we can get a reasonable result out of doing this. Probably not. These bullets are way too slow to actually hit that thing. What I find interesting is just how much the design of the Shade turret changed over time. For a while here, it shot those incredibly slow and effective purple bullets. And in future games, they completely changed the design of it, and also equipped it with dual plasma rifles instead, rather than whatever the heck this is. Make sure we're not anywhere near that Banshee coming back around. Alright, so we do have a pretty interesting and varied environment in the first game. Lots of grass, lots of mountains, lots of one desert level, one snow level twice. Actually, no, we technically go through Silent Cartographer twice as well. A beach level off of Silent Cartographer. Out of the typical video game levels, that only leaves out a volcanic area as the only place you want to explore. I remember that being a very interesting remark. Does anyone remember the movie Spy Kids? Early 2000s. Attention to detail where Chief whacks the enemy with the spiky end of the needler. I wonder why they removed that as well. In all games that happened afterwards, you sort of hit them with the bottom of it instead. But one of the remarks on, I think it's the third Spy Kids movie, they say, oh, why does every video game have lava in it? When they complain about a part that they have to jump across a bunch of it. And the specific remark there actually says, hey, Halo doesn't have any lava in it. Which, think about it, there is no lava in Halo. Is there any that even shows up in the later games? I don't think we've had a volcanic level to date, but I also haven't played Halo 5. That remark in Spy Kids is also followed by the mention that it's technically not lava in Metroid either. It's molten magma because it has not yet erupted. Oh, well, someone missed the party. Have a nice fall. Did you know it's October? Oh, well, he didn't want to have a trip. Technically, it's November now. Halo 5 sucks so bad. That's the opinion I hear from everyone. And I personally have yet to verify it, as I've never played it. Granted, I would chalk part of that up to a marketing weakness. If the game was a bit more successful, I probably would have been exposed to it a bit more. Where are our safe spots there? What is this, the 5th time we've had to attempt this zone?
Interesting. The weather patterns here seem natural, not artificial. I wonder if these environment systems are malfunctioning, or if the designers wanted the installation to happen in the weather.
This is Fire Team Zulu requesting immediate assistance from
Banshee is a
UNSC
problem.
forces. Does anyone copy? Over.
I didn't think there were any human forces left on this planet.
Now, the only way we'll be able to reliably hit it is if the thing starts coming towards us. We might have to hide on the underside of the bridge for pretty much this entire time if we want to make sure we can get across. Well, I almost lost my head there. I can just run. The issue is, the AI in the first Halo is actually very good and will chase me. the game is designed in mind with having to fight them all on the way there. If, you know what, let's go ahead and try a change of strategy. If we can get into the door afterwards here, we might be able to force most of them into a choke point. But with only 1 bar of health left, this is not going to work very well. Keep running. This guy is why we don't want to keep running. Because he's faster than us, and we're trapped in a thin hallway with him and a sword.
Interesting. The weather patterns here seem natural.
No,
not
this is the
artificial.
entire
Maybe the
level.
ring's environment systems are
The entire
malfunctioning.
level uses
Or if
the
the
most
designers
recycled
wanted
assets
to
out of
have infinite
any of them in the game.
This is Fire Team Zulu
This
requesting immediate assistance from
might
any
not be the
UNSC
hardest
forces.
one,
Does anyone copy?
but it is definitely the most unpleasant level in the first Halo. Incredibly long, incredibly slow, and, worst of all, repetitive. Down below, stay away from the Banshee. Got all the grounds, hold on to the plasma grenades, and use them when you come up at the end. Seems to be the strategy, although getting into the position to use the plasma grenades over there will require a bit of a safe spot up top. What I think we need to focus on is making sure I never take any damage in the first place. On the way there, we want to have as many health bars as we can spare. 60, I can do that. Wait for it. One down, and we have maybe 3 more shots we can spare. I swear that was a headshot. You know, I say we will use a plasma pistol. Let's go ahead and once we start running in, we'll start charging it and see if we can get the shields down on the yellow guy with the sword. So long as we kill him, everyone else should be able to pour in through a choke point and should be a lot easier to handle. We throw grenades from our left arm, so we want to have a bit of a better vantage point going up through the left side here. Throw in 1, make our entrance. Ha 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 ha! Well, class, you've taught me a different strategy. We usually get a... there it is. Checkpoint between the loading screens. Now, does that unload everyone over here? Ah, we still do have enemies to deal with. But we'll leave them. There's no way they're making it off this Halo ring. Class, give yourself a round of applause. Thank you. I'm prone to stubbornly charging myself against the wall over and over again. In a lot of situations like this. Change the needler. Get the needlers of the grunts that are being killed underneath. Well, we're already through, so we don't even need to do that now. Perfectly placed. I will need that pistol ammo, and we are good to go. Oh, hello there. Sure. Friendly fire your mate for life. A little irresponsible. Guess you wanted to skip filing the divorce papers. Ah, together in life and in death. How romantic.
Right behind you!
And we'll ignore those grunts over there because we can. For the sake of actually getting through this a lot faster, I think we might try to go for avoiding fights where we don't have to be a part of them. That passageway that we saw there, that has that sort of octagonal ring around the center room, we'll have to go through about 6 of those, I think. Possibly even more. You'll see a lot of repeated sections. and I'll take the needler instead. The ever so infamous elite killer, as they called it. Bonk. Huh, sleeping in the military. Typical. If you ever actually get into military service, not something I've experienced, but tales that I've heard from everyone else, you learn how to take 10-minute naps and wake up at the snap of fingers. You work yourself that hard and you can take a rest anywhere. Even sleep standing up. No need for stealth. We've already cleared out about half of them. Now's an entrance. You know, this is an excellent game to go for a long stream with, because after I spend about the first hour getting used to the controls, I'll be a lot better in the future. Why do the little ones sound like a kid that smoked all his lifetime? Well, for one, with their diminutive stature, these guys are actually a solid 5 feet tall. So, not much smaller than most humans. But being a short person, you can expect their vocal cords might be a bit smaller, and therefore that would lean into their high-pitched voice. Another interesting little bit about them is those guys don't breathe oxygen. In the Halo lore, they actually breathe methane. Let's see if we can get a better look. Any of them died face up? Well. The tanks on the back here are actually methane tanks, and you can see, even though their eyes are exposed, they're all wearing some sort of a gas mask. So, I don't know what a lifetime of breathing farts does for you, but that might make you sound like a smoker. I think it's in 3, possibly, where one of the insults you actually hear from them is they call you an air breather. Is that just hitting the tree in front of me? Ah, blocks bullets. Weird. Really? That didn't super combine. I knew that. We might switch to a plasma pistol specifically for that guy. There was a grunt at the beginning, right? Yeah. We'll have to speed, and he has an ether. Darn. Observe the battlefield real quick, kill anyone who's close by, because we do want a few Marines to survive. Preferably everyone, but I don't think we're capable of doing that here. They're just gonna run out the open, like what I've been doing, and irresponsibly die. Sadly, the turrets here do not actually protect us from any fire. Now we'll go for a flank over here. Ah! Don't remember this. Get in. I'm gonna take you for a ride. Or not. Pacifist run it is. Let's not waste any time now. Especially with all of our soldiers dead. You know, one of those wraiths actually isn't manned before you get to it. Then you actually see one of the elites show up and start running to it. I remember one afternoon I spent so long trying to kill the elite before it actually popped in, only to discover that there actually isn't any code for piloting the race at all in the first game. front of me. Run it back. Having to replay this situation over and over again, I'm only going to get better. Grab that, grab the health pack, grab the rocket launcher. One of you get in. Okay, fine. We don't care about those guys anymore. Sorry, boys, but if you're not gonna use the vehicle right in front of you, I will. Master Chief just walks up. I need a vehicle. Grabs the warthog. Drives away. Refuses to elaborate further. No, I want that rocket launcher. Give it to me. Yep, there's no saving him. Especially with him doing a little dance every time he gets shot. Sure, the plasma hurts, but why do you have to stand out in the open? Uh-oh. Squish. That thing does not have any traction on the ice. And now, the fun begins.
Touch it!
Oh, hi, Johnson. Pleasure to see you.
Keep it up!
Now, we get to relax a little bit. This is where the game lets us handle things the proper style way. With incredibly excessive firepower. Oh, wow, the Wraith followed us. Yeah, that's why I try to avoid running in most cases, because they will chase after you like that. Also, you see a tank barely does anything to actually protect your health. Which is why I didn't jump into it immediately earlier. It also can't fire directly in front of it. So we will need to take out most of our enemies from medium range. I see a health pack over there, which we will pick up and make sure that we can... I don't think that Banshee's pilotable. Not anymore. Take care of you first.
Can't hide from me!
Ah, there we go. Enough rockets. Pick up some more health. Full ammo, everything's geared up. Nice to see you, Johnson. How you doing? Oh, wow, I really love how the tank looks in the new graphics.
Florid!
Always showing up with a sniper rifle. In this game, they didn't actually have it planned that he was going to be incredibly important. In fact, they even had it written in that he was supposed to die, so... they didn't make him immortal in the first game. In Halo 2 and 3, anytime he shows up, Johnson's actually immortal, but in this one, he can even die in this level. And next time he shows up where he's supposed to, he'll be just fine. But Johnson's a badass. He deserves it anyway.
Get up, so I kill you again!
I love every single one of his lines.
Keep it up!
Definitely the best dialogue of any Halo character.
You're almost a man!
So, why don't I take the back seat and let Johnson talk to us? We're applicable.
I'm hit!
Yeah, the AI cheats. They cheat a lot.
Whoa!
There's math to calculate exactly where you need to aim one of those bullets to actually hit someone.
Get cocky now. Open fire.
There's more raids, and again, hunters place where they are not posing any threat to us at all. Oh, well, there goes Johnson. He wasn't gonna make it through this one. Wait, hold on, come back. I want that. No, I want that. Give it to me. Sometimes you can actually shoot the pilot out of the back. It doesn't look like we'll afford that opportunity here. Now, I will tell you in advance. Johnson here is just taking a nap. He'll be back. Sadly, you can't hijack vehicles in this game like you can in future entries. So, we'll just, Oh, wow, missed. Alright, on to one of my favorite parts. Probably the only good part in this level. Which of course is the only one that paces itself well, and gives you the firepower you deserve. And how about a big shot? There you go, Error. This is the biggest shot of all in this game. And we don't run out of ammo. We'll need to be really careful of those, because they will be accurate. After all, the AI does cheat. They do have computer math to throw at us. I think there's actually a hidden skull off to the side in these places. Oh, didn't know that one was occupied. Sorry, should I knock next Should I knock next time? Take a drink. Unlike the first bridge we came across, you can't actually break the glass here, no matter how many bullets you put through it. That tank, however, can very much be broken. Run it back. And this. Now that will send all the little guys into a panic. Oh, trust me, Era, there's going to be more than one big shot. There's going to be a lot of big shots. And we'll have to run through that part again just to deliver them a second time. Alright, see if we can do a little bit more long-range reconnaissance from back here. You know what's very interesting about the specs of this tank, if you compare it to modern military tanks, it has a very bizarrely different set of specs. It doesn't drive nearly as fast as tanks. Tanks can go like 60 miles per hour. What this tank has that separates it from modern military tanks is its turning ability. Real tanks can't turn anywhere near this fast, but they drive much faster and shoot much farther. I was hoping we could go two birds, one stone. Or should you say thank you? Either or, Professor does endorse his bad wordplay. Kayla never got the tank off that bridge or over that bridge. Well, we're going to be stubborn and we're going to try it, but now we're gonna play a bit more responsibly. With our mildly accurate, but still very explosive sniper rifle we have here. Actual tanks can also shoot much farther than this. Effective ranges of a couple of kilometers, I think, but don't listen to me. I only know the physics behind it. I don't know the actual specifications of warp shields. And be glad that I don't. Now, gentle park here, and we should be able to bombard our enemies from the other side. Not a perfectly accurate weapon, but good enough for us. And especially, with the high explosive rounds, we only need to hit near our opponents. How do you people keep showing up there? Good, I was worried that shot might have blown up right in my face. As they get closer, they will be easier to shoot once they get down to the end here. You have gotten out of the tank and used the turrets across the bridge to shoot at the enemies. What I have been very proud of is the sandbox element of the Halo gameplay means that a lot of different people have completely different strategies, all effective to get through these levels. Now, there's probably some more effective than others, which would probably be what people speedrun together. At least the ones that don't involve really weird movement tricks and jumps. Oh, please tell me I don't lose this firefight. Thank you. Or this one. Especially now that we seem to be stuck. There we go. What did you call me? Professor will do, thank you. There, another checkpoint. Reload, and we are safe to proceed. Now, I can't remember if that marks the halfway point or the 1/3 point in this level. This one takes maybe 2 or 3 hours to complete. And unfortunately, we are not going to be using the ghosts. The mobility is great, but the firepower, well, you see just what that tank does for us. Appropriately named the Scorpion. Because boy, is that a sting. I don't think you can destroy those dropships in the first game, but we will hang back here to not be fired at by its turret. Yeah, 4 tank bullets. It does work in future games, but in the first one they made most vehicles relatively indestructible. Even the ghosts here remain mostly intact, if non-functional. Take a cruise up here, and you'll take a snooze down there. Uh-oh. That single grenade actually has the capability to end us. And while we have the low ground, we don't have a very good way to position ourselves for a lot of explosive shots. We will have to try to see if we can hit anyone who's standing next to a rock or behind it. Try to use it for cover. There's all of them gone. And we are left with a very open area to explore. There's supposed to be a lot of vehicle combat here, but... Ah, wait, here it is. And somehow, you saw how close my crosshair was. Still didn't shoot it. I'm willing to just die for that one. Alright, pay attention, because apparently there are guys in here. In spite of what I remember. Go ahead, open that door again. Don't come running out. I can't drive the tank in there. Or can I? Hold on. I have to be irresponsible for a second. No, it doesn't look like it's gonna work. Now, see if we can go ahead and... no, I think it's floating, so someone's already in there. I don't remember this many enemies on this part. Mostly because I drive on the other side instead. We also have absolutely no health in the tank, of all things. Go on, I'm waiting. Big shot. And another one. I missed. Let's go around the other side here. I think this one's a bit safer. It's also the route I usually pick. It seems to also have a bit of equipment for us. Hopefully there's a health pack in there somewhere. There is. Ready to go. I said hit the damn thing. One more. And goodbye. Make sure we aren't being followed. Let's give one more big shot up there. More hunters. Oh, wow, he lived. Go ahead and speed up driving away because we drive faster going forward than we do going backwards. Get into a better position and try to hit them with the explosive part. And still miss. I suppose it's difficult to control a bullet of that caliber going at that speed. Especially since it's not just a bullet, it's an entire explosive shell. We're not just chucking lead into them, it's actually exploding once it hits. Xbox Live updates completely changed any gameplay or idea you had of gameplay that you ever did. Totally screwed it up. Just made it to where everything you remembered wasn't right. I really don't think they actually changed the layouts of the enemies in the campaign. Not through the updates. What I will say though is they probably do have a little bit of subtle random generation, which will change whatever enemies you encounter. And in what formations. Ah, there's our boy Chip Stubbo himself.
Anybody else hear that? Oh man, Covenant dropship inbound! Take cover!
And here they come in behind us.
There's more where that came from! Showtime! You can't hide from me! Back me up, find...
The man, the myth, the legend. Chip Stubbo. Looks like that's everyone here. Sorry, bud. You'll, have to fend for yourself. Although, we also can't take the tank past here anyway. Give you the active camo, and let you proceed forward on foot, because those bars are in the way. There was one time when I was a little kid that I spent so much time trying to figure that part out, and try to get a tank through there. Could you all please be somewhat more responsible? Get behind cover. Ah, heck with it, we'll keep running. I remember this part also being especially difficult, so let's try to at least get up there quickly while we still have the stealth. Checkpoint done. Oh, they were still behind me. Right? Yes. Let's fix that. And completing this. No one back there. Wait for our shields to recharge. And see if we can get a good group kill. That's a 1. What the heck? Do we still have a Banshee? Oh, behind us. Not the layouts, but the despawning of enemies or the use of different weapons in different areas was slightly different. I'll have to look that one up. Interesting little tidbit of information. And no one survived. Got a couple of extra rockets though, so we do have a bit more ammo to deal with the enemies up here. Now this is what we deserve. Swing up here and... must be the Arsenal line. We got near that one. Didn't get a good shot on it though. See if we can line up a good explosive. Although if we can pick off the grunts first, it does reduce our chance of being flanked. Being able to take cover and recover your shields is the most important thing to do in this game. So if you can't be flanked from having only a few enemies you fight, then your survivability will shoot up. I'm trying to preserve as much health as possible, which is why the instant the shields go down, I hide. Wow, those rockets are slow. Painfully slow. Get a reload and see if we can hop up here. Ah! Ooh, I think we almost got him. Yep, we didn't see his shields flashing afterwards, which means we did manage to take them out. Luckily, in this game, the grunts cannot pilot ghosts, so that guy hopping in that one is the only one that we have to worry about. Wait for me to get close. And missed him completely. Oh, there are 2 of them. You'd think a rocket launcher would have a bit more speed for something propelled by explosions. And we have to do this entire part. All those shots, and we still can't take care of them. We can take care of you, though. You're stationary. Ta-ta. more of this painful experience, and that at least takes care of the grunts. See how much rocket ammo we can exhaust, we probably have way more, and then being a bit too conservative with them. Yeah, they move a bit too quickly to actually hit them with these rockets. They do have to be somewhat close. And there is a bit of luck involved. There. One of those guys down. Be a little bit patient here, and... shot number 2. Wow, even right at that guy's feet. We still need an extra bullet to finish them off. Nice one. Actually, let's go ahead and revise our strategy a little bit. What I'd like to see now is if there's a sniper rifle available back here. If we can take out the elites before they show up in the ghosts, we might have a chance to. Oh, wait, there's still guys back here. If we can shoot them before they get in the ghosts, we can pilot those vehicles instead. Which will require leaving this behind. So we don't care about using the last of that ammo. Reload all you want, we're not using it. The pistol here will be for the large variety of grunts, which I will not be using sniper shots in every single one of them. Although, I suppose we can. What's stopping us? Carrying a sniper rifle and a rocket launcher. That's scary. Can't get anywhere close or far from it. Against the guys in the turrets, though, we can definitely make use of this. There we go. Now, before anyone gets in it... I couldn't see him. He was blocked by his own vehicle. Daniel Cooper, welcome. Glad to see you. We are currently trudging our way through the worst level in the game. Or at the very least, the most boring. Oh, right, you're up there still. Get another one up here. I've got a different idea. What are your pronouns for future reference? He, him will work. I do have a more nuanced answer, but it's... he, him. If there's ever a talking stream, I'll talk about that. The nuanced answer is gender nihilist, which I really don't care about pronouns whatsoever. Now, I will respect them, but the shorthand for that is, if I could get by without any pronouns, I would. But the English language doesn't provide them. Thank you for asking, though. Very respectful. And certainly necessary in the VTubing community. It's astonishing how many trans folk I've met here. Also, how the fuck do you beat Halo 2 on Legendary? I still have yet to do that. I've only managed to do one on Legendary. I played 2 on Heroic Solo, and that felt like legendary in any other game. There they go. And we didn't prevent them from getting in the ghosts either. Wait for his irresponsible driving record to get close. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. We have to make sure this one works. So, in this game, enemies cannot actually flip over vehicles. Only in Halo 1, I believe. So, if he can manage to actually score a vehicle flip, and we couldn't get a very good fall there. Leviathan, stop being lazy to bring a hello from Tommy. Well, tell him hello back. I appreciate him. Ah, right, we have to look over there. No pronouns are an option, use they, them, or just go by name. Yeah, but my opinion on it mostly involves whatever requires the least amount of effort from someone addressing me. The nihilist part meaning I really don't care. So whatever comes to your mind first will be best, because I really just want it to be the least amount of effort for anyone addressing me. Welcome, Leviathan. I'm pretty sure that ghost viewer has been you the entire time. As usual. Always glad to see you. When's your next stream lined up, by the way? I'm excited. Darn. Man, the rocket launcher sucks in this game. Hey, I think we got it. Actually, hold on. What if I refer to you as Covey Destroyer? That's interesting. I don't think I've ever actually heard. But where's that one coming from anyway? Sure, I wouldn't mind if I'm going to be held to my own words, but I'd like to at least know where you got that from, because now I have to spend the time thinking about how the heck did he come up with that. I missed once again. Courteous and Covenant. Well, myself, I wouldn't consider myself any member of the Covenant's forces, but go ahead and give it a shot. A big shot, if you will. So focused on trying to get that in there. Maybe it would be better to actually switch to the sniper rifle for this part. We're having to get ourselves through a very uncomfortable choke point here. Now there should be one more sniper rifle back here. Leviathan, probably going to put up a schedule soonish. Was thinking something like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. Aw, I don't get anything from you tomorrow. Darn. I was hoping I'd be able to fill my entire schedule with either streaming or watching yours. If any of you here are not yet subscribed to Leviathan as well, please amend that immediately. Very comfy streamer, like yours truly. Yeah, I think we can get away with using the sniper rifle on these guys. We can switch back to a pistol for close quarters. So, I wanted to introduce this part of the lesson later, but while we're here, and since that ghost flipping earlier gave me the idea, let's do a little trick shot here. Kayla, yes? Nope. Just gotta remember you need to complete the time seasonal challenge. Alright, that one's fixed. About the other ones. There should be another ghost, right? Roughly in the same spot on the other side, I imagine. Yeah, get it. Ooh, got him too. So, I'm not going to be using the rocket launcher after this, but one thing to note is vehicles, while they are unpiloted, are indestructible. Even a direct rocket hit. Oh, wait, no. I think that still took out a significant amount of the health in this thing. Well, let's see if we can keep it, but I think we can put away the sniper rifle for now. The pistol gives us a lot more sustainability. Saturday, Sunday would be flexible. Only reason you don't want to do tomorrow is because Halloween, and don't do spooky work. Well, wort to you too. Afternoon. Oh, please don't. Thank you. The physics damage on those vehicles is absolutely absurd. For calling you go for a big shot. You know, if I was playing around with it more, maybe that would be what I'd say. Now, don't take this to heart, but I'll just drop the meme right here. My pronouns are big and shot. Yeah, your husband's gonna be grieving tomorrow. Lost his dad and this was his favorite holiday. Aw. Well, I wish him the best. In Mexican cultures, this is actually a day, or around this time is the moment in which we celebrate the Day of the Dead as well. So it is a chance to respect the loved ones in your family. In fact, the name Halloween actually derives from All Hallows Eve, which originally October 31st was not the day that was being celebrated. I can't remember the necessary celebrations for Hallows Day. I think that might have just been typical harvest celebration. I mean, it is getting into fall. It's around a fall equinox, so maybe that's where it comes from. Why does your voice remind me of an anime? Well, take a look at me right now and say that I don't try to look like an anime boy myself. It is the voice acting, and that's what I put the work into. Suppose it's a bit of a misdirection. I don't even watch anime myself. Would definitely liken myself to League, though. I just don't watch anything. It's only games for me. And find myself a hiding spot right down here. Good. We kept all our health bars. Think you should make a Halloween post, or it's too late? I'm always open for seeing things show up on Halloween. One of my favorite holidays, of course. An intellectual like myself will need his sugar intake to keep the brain functioning, so all the extra sweets are a favorite of mine. Another reason why Easter is also a problem for me. Sit here and listen to me speak and play Halo for a while. While it might be a while, this level takes forever actually, but I think, just for the sake of pacing, once we actually get through this one, we'll leave it as a pause. Even though I would very much like to go through with the next level. I'll ask that of the class here if you'd like us to stop once we get to the next one, or continue it. next level is a lot easier and only takes maybe half as long to get through. Now, as I said, the vehicles cannot be flipped over by the AI in this game, so that ghost right there, that's been flipped over, they're all going to ignore it. They don't have the option to actually use that against me. So now we have to make a very long and wide strafe back and forth to make sure we can shoot these guys before we get close. If you're wondering why the Covenant lost the war, look at how inaccurate these plasma shots are. There's your answer. Tell me, Era, what's in your mind for this Halloween post, and why is there a tree growing down here in the most inconvenient of locations? I've never paid attention to that before. We still have that sniper rifle. Yeah, we'll just switch off to that. We have a way to quickly locomote ourselves back and forth regardless. Plenty of rockets. We'll have to be very slow and strategic in order to get through this. Have you done any Spamton related things? I think it would be cute to see a Spamton with, say, or yellow and or orange and purple or more Halloween colored glasses. Especially if we're going with the Spamton theme here. Alright, find a comfortable parking spot. 24 bullets. 28 actually, including what we have in the clip. We'll be able to be here a while. Where did they all go? Did they run back inside? Oh, no, there's one guy still there. Smile. Yep, there's one. Get out of that vehicle before it blows up. Do 1 and a 2. And this one should be in much better condition. Pristine, absolutely. I think the actual condition was vehicles don't take damage until they've been piloted once, or maybe it was that rocket launcher that actually got that first bit of health off of that other ghost. Now, after here, it's nothing but close quarters, so we will need this again. I think that's the maximum amount of ammo we can carry. Sadly, we can't pilot that. Would have made the entire experience so much easier. Turn around. Could be interesting, so tell me to make Spamton with a Halloween theme. I'm not sure what to throw on top of that, but I did love all the other stuff that I saw. If you are interested in getting a bit more attention and praise for your work, doing something more up with current events would actually be a very good thing to do. I did love seeing your other work. Of course, that is also my bias towards my ever so beloved Spamton, again. Look, it's a slumber party. Guess they're already celebrating early. Sorry, Mom, you get to join. Oh, and there's Dad. He can't sleep comfortably, though. It looks like he's busy snoring. some people just can't party quietly. Very loud, very nosy neighbors. I never understood what they actually said there. It always sounded like, "you little dinklebird," but that was because I was watching too much Fairly Odd Parents at the time. I know one of their other lines when they're running is, "short ones first." Although, funny enough, that usually happens after you destroy one of the big guys, so the only people left there would be short guys. And the elevator, I believe there's 2 of these we have to go through. I think now, an hour and a half in, this might be the halfway point. You know what, I do have to use the bathroom. Let's go ahead and use a little bit of spacing in our pacing. No, I'm talking, don't interrupt me. And we'll take a little break for a couple minutes. I will be right back. Slide down here to the bottom real quick. All right. I do believe we are ready to begin once more. Always nice to take a little break every once in a while. Lets me catch my breath. I don't know if you notice it as much as I do, but that might be because I'm always staring at myself. There's a number of times in a number of my sentences where I pause. One, sometimes to gather my thoughts, but two, also because I'm running out of breath. Just like those guys ran out of time. Huh. I don't know that I've ever seen that animation before of him grabbing at his face, trying to get that off. This game surprises me more every time I play it. Get one and a two. Now we do have rockets, so all the big guys we see in here. That is not a big guy. Ooh, hold on. We'll have to get that guy a direct hit. And a kaboom. And it's still not enough. Yeah, the gold guys are some of the toughest enemies you find in the first Halo. A lot of health. Ah! Get him! Well, here's the welcome wagon. Ah, error. Welcome back. You didn't miss anything because I just died anyway. Now, where were we? Hello. And goodbye. Don't just stand still when you see the chief. Sure, you can try to line up a shot, but it's not gonna do too much for you in the end. That is the worst thing you can do versus a PC player, is stand still. The amount of control you have on PC lets people do some incredibly terrifying tricks. If they see you on screen, they're just able to snap to you. There are videos you can look up of people running the Banshee flights on Halo 3 on console versus on PC. And people playing Banshee on PC are far scarier because they don't really have to respect a turning radius. They can do an immediate 180 in the air. Now, watch out for the yellow guy. You're not yellow, but you also deserve a rocket. How's that for resourcefulness? 3 different attacks to kill him. And wow. That's why you shouldn't use explosives when you panic. You've seen me blow myself up a myriad of times in Noida. Let's try to make sure it doesn't happen here. Is there anyone else up here? You know, these rooms always struck me with some sort of curiosity. When I was little, I spent a lot of time trying to get in a place I shouldn't. And now, in retrospect, knowing my experience with a little bit of game design, at least as a hobby, I know there's nothing up there, but I always wondered what would happen if I could get up there. Maybe with some overshields and a rocket jump we can definitely get in there, but doesn't look like that's possible. Is that glass breakable? Astonishing! And there's not even a purpose to be up there. That might serve another purpose when we come back later and have to deal with the flood. And that is once again irresponsibility with the explosives. Same song and dance while you're lazing around. you'll endanger everyone around you.
Not again!
Sorry. That's the third time it's happened to him. And then... yeah, sorry. Oh, corpsing.
No!
You know, that's funny on its own, because you're not supposed to survive being stuck by grenade explosions, so... The speculation of the not again when you're getting hit by a grenade, exactly. That's why that's so hilarious. But the extra layer of that being that it's the third time you've stuck that guy in this corridor. If you like, speculate some
More here!
metaphysical crossover with Undertale, where all the characters remember every single time you've killed them. That Grunt was self-aware of his existence in a video game. He understands it's his role to be killed over and over by the Master Chief himself. He has accepted his fate, but he has not made peace with it. Every day he lives the nervous hell of waiting for that green guy to show back up. Whenever he'll be loaded in, he knows. It's coming. Oh, right. We have plenty of frag grenades, which bounce around corners. With our knowledge of physics. Where did you come from? You saw us! We looked in that entire area and didn't see anyone. This area isn't even difficult, it's just confusing. Going very deep indeed. Halo has some very interesting lore. I've read a few of the books, I think only about 2 or 3. But they go into the details of the mechanics with stuff such as slip space, and that plasma pistol is very violently colliding with the wall here. Fix that. They also talk a lot about the military science itself. Sort of a sci-fi speculative science. Sci-fi military speculative stuff, which is very interesting for me to read. I grew up on Battletech, which, or more accurately, the PC game derivative with MechWarrior, which speculates the year 3000 or so. And at that point, humans mostly do combat through large, stompy mechs. Piloted vehicles, although it is given more of a realistic spin than, say, Gundam, with their large, lightweight frames punching each other. That actually has never really interested me much, despite my fascination for robots, codifying myself as a mad engineer along the lines of Dr. Wily or Dr. Robotnik. I actually don't find myself getting attached to some of the more Gundam-esque mecha series that have a bit of a more unrealistic interpretation of warfare. I find my suspension of disbelief going very far, of course, and I will still enjoy it, but it doesn't ring with my heart as much as seeing the somewhat more sensible, in-context engineering of a lot of other similar series. Yeah, there's the red guy again. Wonder where he came from. Yeah, about $10 if you want to read them. I don't have much time anymore between the VTubing and work career. This is really how I spend. I cut my free time in half with... I didn't even have much free time in the first place, but I cut it in half with starting the whole streaming thing. I will see about trying to pick up reading stuff in the future, but I haven't been doing much reading since college. Guns clipping and spinning in the wall. What is this, a Bethesda game? You know, this game, funny enough, came out before Morrowind, so technically, this game uses inferior technology compared to Morrowind, which actually I don't think even had a physics engine to compensate for dropping weapons like that. If an item was dropped, it was just a static object on the ground. Go on, shoot him. Huh, elites with needlers, that's unusual. Alright, sit back and we'll think about how we handle this one. This is one of my least favorite parts, because we have to go all the way down there, through another one of those passageways, and then down across the other bridge. It is entirely redundant. And I cannot describe to you how angry that makes me. Ooh, nice pair of shots. Big shots. We're talking about bullets. You hate this part because the guys across the bridge. That's exactly why I hate it as well. Although right now, they're being significantly less of a problem than these guys. At least the needles are a bit easier to dodge. Yeah, sure. Approach me irresponsibly while your shields are already down. Give a reload there. We have 3 more shots left. Make them all count. Hopefully, by the time we run out, we will be able to use more. Nope, it's the other guy. There we go. Got him. Nice one. And 2. That is way more the bullet magnetism than my own work. One of these days, I might go ahead and try to play with the bullet magnetism skull off. That is one of the options they have for Halo 1 specifically. Makes for an excruciatingly painful playing experience. Keep using plasma grenades, they're everywhere. You are right, thank you. I usually try to just conserve them for groups that are right around the corner. But we don't really have to be stingy with them in such a plentiful supply around here. Hold on. We're running out of pistol bullets faster. There's another 3 right there. Ooh, now that's a throw. Of course, Xander knows his physics. If I had that much consistent mechanical ability in real life, I would have gone into sports. I do not. My fingers are coordinated. My arms are not. Gotten through this area nicely. We will be in a small corridor soon. So let's head back and pick up that rocket launcher. Astonishingly, no deaths up here. I have heard this stock electricity sound in so many different places. And if you played enough video games, usually through the late 90s or mid 2000s, you'd recognize this one as well. Give it a listen. I think that one is also in MechWarrior 3. I'll have to find it. What the... Starbound also uses that sound effect, yes. That is a very, 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 very common stock sound effect for electricity. Give it another listen. Yeah, you'll actually find that sound effect in so many different games. Where did I put that rocket launcher? Wait a minute. Did the loading screen... Ah, it looks like the loading screen cleared out a lot of the bodies. And most of the weapons. Huh. Or perhaps I'm delusional. Maybe there were far more enemies on the other side than this one. A single rocket will suffice for those guys. Oh, well, I guess even a headshot. Excuse me for a second. I have to take out the trash real quick. And there we go. Well, that's deleted from the Twitch chat. Gladly, that's only happened twice so far, and funny enough, both of those were on Twitch. I think aside from the Dead Cells and Noida streams, I might just drop the Twitch channel altogether. I'll ask around. Right, we are not going this direction. You absolute fiend, you distracted me. That would be an interesting topic to research. Just which games actually use that sonic sound effect. Because I know it is a very, very big list. Check your watch, dude. It's time to die. We'll do it. And we only have plasma grenades left. Get out of my face. Oh, there's an achievement right behind my face. You know, I think starting next week I'd like to get back to Guilty Gear on the weekends. I was trying to think of other games I'm wanting to stream with, and it's been a little bit since we did some gear. I still consider Guilty Gear to be my absolute best content. That's the stuff I can talk a lot about, as well as having a very lively game, in contrast to a more laid-back personality that I present. Sometimes it is a little uninteresting if you hop into a stream and it is entirely low energy, but I think the contrast of having a very loud and active game like Guilty Gear, combined with my analytical commentary, might give for a very interesting contrasting viewer experience. Ah, there we go. We don't have to get rid of the rocket launcher yet. Where did I set it? Back here, right? There we go. Yeah, I think I'll put that on for next week. I'd like to try to get a little bit of responsible stuff started, but still thinking about it. Once I make the Xander Discord, I will ask publicly in there, or leave a suggestions channel, if there's any games you guys specifically want to see. So far, expect Noida and Dead Cells, since Noida is the regular thing on this channel, combined with the actually receiving a request for Dead Cells earlier this week. Although that was on Monday immediately after I'd already posted my schedule. So many games in so little time. Maybe 4 streams. I think I'd like to do Guilty Gear on Sunday again. Noida on Monday. Dead Cells sometime in the middle of the week. Is there anything you all would like to see specifically on Friday? I think Friday is a very fun night to do streaming. Excellent fight there. Is there more pistol ammo back there? I think I'm gonna need a few more shots. We should be almost done with this level at this point, but we will have to go across the bridge yet another time. Ah, disappoint. Oh, wait, nope, there it is. Plasma grenades. Use them. Yeah, there's definitely more around here. Although, do note, if I use a plasma grenade and there's Covey corpses on the ground, that will blow up the other ones around. I will exhaust my supply if I use them irresponsibly. Blow up the grenades on the ground before I'm even able to use them. I think I would like to actually start another weird indie RPG, or if there's anyone interested, I might try to see about looking into Toho games available. Or playing Toho games. That's another one of my favorites on this channel. Not the shoot 'em ups themselves, but the franchise as a whole. I did call myself a weeb, not out of watching anime, but from being heavily engaged in a sort of Japanese culture for video games. Of course, that will include Toho. Everhood would be fun next week. Let's try to keep that up right on. And then maybe sometime later, might go ahead and do the Snowgrave route for Deltarune Chapter 2. That is if everyone does want some uncomfortable sleeps at night. Now, I'm not going to be playing horror games on this channel. But existential dread or psychological horror, I absolutely love. If it's those games where you're running from a monster, no, boy. I mean, I'm not going to just scream into the mic. I don't like that. But if it's the kind of stuff that makes you sit wide-eyed and terrified at night, that is the stuff I love. Because it gives you way too much to think about. And I love to overthink things. Okay, there's me using the plasma grenades though, but... Ah, they did drop some. We've already used half of our pistol ammo over there. So soon and so quick. You know what? I think for this coming week, I'll set up the Discord server, but I will also leave a spot there that's open on the schedule. Maybe start something on this channel where we wait for viewer votes. Although, knowing the fanbase we have here, it's just going to be Noida every time, isn't it? Or, Leviathan, if you're still there and interested in a collab so soon, I would love to also play Meg Warrior. That was a very lovely debut stream, in spite of the unreliability of your teammates. Now the issue we have here is we're not going to be able to score a very reliable headshot on these guys. You see how their heads are angled low. We are not going to be able to get a very good shot at their back. Which is why they brought out the intense guitar riffs for this part. I think this is the version of the song that has guitar riffs. Was that guy purple? Are they bringing up the Spec Ops already? I thought that was much, much, much later. Resourcefulness is important in Halo, so we will use the other weapons we have available to us. And make sure to hide behind as many of these walls as we can. Come on. This is not the version that has the electric guitars. That's right. I might be thinking about the wrong song. It's the one that plays when you're getting out of that area at the bottom of the silent cartographer.
Here it goes!
Trap. Come on, get him. Including the invisible guy. Uh-oh. All right, I think we're safe for the moment. Assess the situation. We're going to need more plasma. Yes, the invisible guys don't have shields. Darn, we were doing so well up to that point. Alright, run it by one more time. There we go. Took us, what, 5 shots to land that one?
Another here!
Come on. And there we go. Sneak around over here and proceed. Get the plasma pistol that's stuck in the wall, and now. Oh, I'm trying to shoot the other guy. Thank you. And instead, I'll be the one getting shot. You know, I like those hunters. Every single shot they fire is a big shot. Great, am I going to appropriate Delta rooms? Alright. Rocket. Which we don't need yet. In fact, we might not actually need it for now, given that the grunts have already run the front lines. Wait, while he was repositioning himself. I don't think they have very good ways to strafe without turning around. Drat. We needed that shot. And they're still dodging. And we're dead. They're just dodging every single one of those. Alright, I get it. Darn, I wanted that rocket launcher. If you look below here, I think it was that place that had the ramp down in the middle. I don't think I have a chance to see. Really? Well, that one didn't last long either. I remember, Xander, you're a killing machine. You are prepared for this. Best rocket we've had all day. And wow! Luckily, this glass is completely impervious to everything. I wonder if a needler will work better for us for right here. Might as well start trying something different. And would you look at that? Pick another one here. I don't know if they'll track the invisible guys, though. Needlers always work for everything. They did used to be my absolute favorite weapon. They do not track the invisible guys. Oh, we just both punched each other out. Alright, fine. Tie game. Go for another round, then. I hate this part much more than the other one. So much more difficult to play through. Now that was an amazing shot right there. Getting that flick over on that elite. I'm just angrily shooting haphazardly at this point. Maybe we should take a moment to try to focus on the hunters. Like that. There's one down. Come over here, come closer. I just want to talk. Darn. Reload that, reload this, and come out there throwing plasma grenades. Needler will work for the next few enemies. Oh wait, we want to move back a lot further. See if we can aim anywhere around his neck or his stomach. Those are the other two places that are exposed. Ha 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 ha! Got him. Alright, now we need to take a very careful strategic approach here. Which involves spamming a needler from behind cover. wait for that shield recharge and engage again. Does anyone have a plasma pistol I can borrow? Alright, this one's going to work. We'll be able to use a lot more cover given that we are not being flanked. As I told you, getting flanked is actually the biggest problem in this game. We will need to back up a little bit. The grunts will foolishly approach us, but they are still very much a threat if we do not take them out before they're anywhere near us. The grunts are literally made to be cannon fodder, so they are supposed to approach you when they're expecting to die. And I can't get you off of that shelf. You're making me uncomfortable given that you're not on the ground. Huh, sounded like that almost got him. Come over here. I can see you. You're not entirely invisible. And I'm not entirely invincible. Grab one more, and... Did we get both invisible guys or just the one? The door's opening, so I think there's still some guys in there. Not enough time to switch to the pistol. And we don't need it. Alright, finally got through that gauntlet. We'll head back and grab the rocket launcher, and then it should be the final area after that, I believe. This entire section has taken us, what, 2 hours so far? I hate this level. Where do we put that rocket launcher? Don't tell me the cleanup gremlins already got it. I think the cleanup gremlins got it. Not you. Yeah, notice how the area back here is completely clean. And we would have walked in here to swap with something. Darn it! That actually makes me really sad. I was hoping to keep that rocket launcher because I did have something else I wanted to demonstrate with it. We might get one more chance to pick up another rocket launcher before we head into the next area. Should be the last one of these roundabouts before we get into the last area, which, if my little trick works, you get a very good skip out of it. But we will need explosives for it to work. Now, usually in every one of these rooms, there is a supply drop of a bunch of defeated Marines, so should be able to use that. If not, backtracking is not the worst thing we can do. That's gonna kill me. It is not! Joyous days. This is gonna kill you. Excellent throw there. Ah, and I even saw him coming in right there. Toss another one behind him. Wow, does take a lot of shots to get through them. We are now out of grenades and running very low on pistol bullets. We can try to go through the center of the room here instead, see how that works for us.
Another here.
Doesn't look like we can jump up there too easily. Admit it, adrenaline rush. Just as challenging as it used to be. I mean, the last time I played this on Legendary was easily, what, maybe a year and a half ago? Not too far, yeah, not too far back. And as it stands so far, still handling this a little bit laid back. Halo is a bit of a slow experience. Really, even without line of sight. Just use a needler. Do you see any needlers around here? Very well. I will head back and see if we can find one to pick up. Plasma rifle. There's one. And there's another. That should get us full on ammo. Run this back one more time and we should be good to go. Especially since it's nothing but jackals and grunts in here, this shouldn't be an issue for us. Oh, well, that's why needlers don't work. Bounces off their shields. Maybe against the grunts, and then we could save our pistol bullets for the jackals. Would you please hit his head when I try to tell you to? And hello there. Please don't kill me. Ah, good. I didn't have to look to see it happen. Plasma grenades first for the jackals. I will try, but I'm not the best at aiming those throwing arcs. There's one. Luckily, they're being completely irresponsible and standing still. Normally they do dodge roll to the side, but I guess they're willing to throw themselves into explosives this time.
This way.
And a shot, and two. And one last shot. We have to make it a big one. Wow. Huh. no supply drop for us. Not out there, maybe on the inner area. You have to be very careful with these glass bridges because... Oh! I guess these versions don't actually break. There are some of them that do. There's not really a way to identify the unbreaking glass in this game versus the breaking glass. Well, I'm glad those guys have absolutely no health or have absolutely no shields. They're still very killable. Swap that out. Plasma rifle might do us a little bit better for the moment. And in here, hopefully. Sounds like the shuffling of two hunters. Make sure neither of them notice us. Or, you know, just keep running even if they did. We don't have to fight them. We really need ammo before we do. Nothing there. Ah, here we go. We have rocket launcher ammo, but not a rocket launcher itself, unfortunately.
More here!
I wonder, is there actually one anywhere in the vicinity? Even their melee attacks don't kill you. It's a little underwhelming, the hunters. And, well, so is that death. Oh hey, we're not set back far very much at all. Now, if we can get our hands on another one of those rocket launchers somehow, we have a huge skip we can do to get past all the tedium coming up. Which, you can already see, the second half of this level is nothing but tedium. Spanker ammo, but no Spank E. Alright, we'll have to keep pushing on. We did get a healthy supply of fragmentation grenades, which might also be applicable. Perfect. All of them in one fell swoop. Well, sounded like there was a party going on in that hallway. And they brought all the pyrotechnics.
More enemies!
Resistance appears to be increasing.
If I was a
We
boss,
must be
what is
close
your
to the
attack?
control center.
Depends, because I know it's very different between...
Analyzing. This must be the control room.
Come on.
The entrance to the control
Yes.
center is at the top
Alright.
of that pyramid
Alright.
structure. Bring me up there. Should be able to get us inside.
We are restarting. If I was an Undertale boss, I think it might be a different condition from Deltarune. I actually don't think I was checking the attack stats of the Deltarune bosses towards the end. I know that in reference to Undertale itself, like, you get to, I think, Metaton Neo, and he has like 90 attack,
We must be close to the control center.
but still dies very quickly. And then all the toughest enemies in Deltarune, however, only go up to like, what, 15?
This must be the control room. The entrance to the control center is at the top of that pyramid structure. Bring me up
Nope,
there.
we're
Should be able to
restarting.
get us inside.
We are going to try to look for a checkpoint right at the beginning of that last area.
Resistance appears to be increasing. We must be close to the control center.
Alright, do we get a checkpoint here? Normally you're supposed to. I think if you walk back and forth through loading screens pretty quickly, we might be able to trigger a checkpoint. I wouldn't know the specific numbers of me being a boss in Undertale or Deltarune, so...
Analyzing. This must be the control room. The entrance to the control
And we are ready to go, so darn it. I think in terms of strategy, though, it would be less about me having a high attack. If I were a boss, it would be someone who puts up a lot of obnoxious barriers, because when it comes down to fighting someone, I'm more concerned with shutting down their strategy specifically. So my attack stat might not be very high.
Analyzing.
Instead, I'd have a very good number of ways to prevent you from being able to hit me. Okay, so we don't need to lob it
The
that
entrance
high.
to the control center is at the top of that pyramid structure. Bring me up there and I should...
Reset. Trust me, this is important. He's also aware of his existence to die every single time we reload the checkpoint.
Must be close to the control center.
Okay, I don't think we have to go ham so soon, so we will want to take out that elite first before he notices us.
Analyzing.
And miss, since we don't even have a crosshair.
Subtle. The entrance to the control center is at the top of that pyramid structure. Bring me up there and I should be able to get us inside.
And we are again too late. Alright, so we will have to start with a very well-placed grenade toss. I also need to reorient myself every single time we step in here.
Resistance appears to be increasing. We must be close to the control
Fragmentation grenades have a larger explosive radius, so...
center. Analyzing.
See if that one
This
works.
must be the control room.
Nope.
Subtle. The entrance to the control center is at the top of that pyramid structure. Bring me up there and I should be able to get us inside.
There we go. Perfect. We will backtrack to see if we can score a checkpoint or see if we can get another health pack from in there. Nope, doesn't look like that's the thing. In fact... What are those? Not sure what bullets those are for which guns. I don't recognize them. Alright. We have one elite and a lot of grunts to get with. First off, darn. Swapped too early. Take a drink. We will need to hunker down for this one. I wonder if they're trying to shoot mortar shots landing up here. Take cover again. We got 2 enemies that time. We will need to be very, very cautious, but also a little bit speedy. I think we got him. Hopefully. we got him. Got that guy, at least. Now, I told you enemies can't get into vehicles that are flipped over, right? And they don't flip vehicles in this game. So we're gonna come over here. And we're going to have a Banshee before we're supposed to. Goodbye. That ammo, you didn't know what it was. It was sniper rifle. Alright, interesting. Didn't think anyone would be able to carry one this far. In fact, actually, all the stuff that's in there is just more of the exact same nonsense we've had to deal with so far. Another couple of those roundabouts, I think an elevator. But right here, normally there's enemies crowding this area. But if you Banshee skip right here, you don't have to deal with any of them. Except you have to deal with these guys. Oh, please don't explode. Not so soon. Right, there are enemies on the other side there. I didn't remember that one, blame me. Yeah, you're not gonna hit me, don't even try. Now, so long as we can prevent ourselves from being killed from up here, we do have a very explosive payload that we can use to bombard our enemies from above. Although I think they are very content to hide in there. You'll see that guy just tanked a fuel rod gun to the face. That's how powerful those guys are. Covenant rocket launchers should be better than human ones, right? For the sake of not blowing up in the Banshee there, I think we want to take it a little bit easier here. I can't remember, was there actually a bit of equipment at the top here? Because the shape of this structure always struck me as weird. They had this spiral ramp here, and nothing at the end of it. Wait, I know where the supply drop is. We will need this, though. Oh, please don't. We'll probably need like 10 of those shots to get rid of this thing. I don't think Banshees can straighten very well in the first game, but the interesting thing they can do is fly backwards. Slowly. Go ahead and get ourselves a height advantage. And miss every single shot. No wonder the Coveys lost the war. Although if you look at the lore in the books, their plasma weapons are actually capable of homing in on targets, interestingly enough. We'll also be able to shoot those ghosts from above the range they can target us. It's just going to be a little bit of bobbing and weaving back and forth. Ah, I think that was the shot we needed. Yes, smoke. fly backwards and bombarded like this. Yeah, what you gonna do without the ghost? Is that the other one up there? Got himself stuck. Let me help you with that. We do want to play it carefully because we are about to blow up. Perfect leading of the targets. We don't care about the hunters because they don't have very much anti-air capability. Now, just for that last ghost, who willingly abandoned his vehicle. That was a mistake. And we almost ate it. We're good though. I don't think they'll target us from down here, so get out of here. And... checkpoint. Good. We get to keep our Banshee. There we go. We're already at the end, so no need to worry much about preserving very long-lasting weapons for us. Oh, and if you're in Anniversary Graphics, there's a terminal down here. They do not show up in Classic. I think I've only discovered 2 of them on my own.
It has been 26 hours since the Sentients landed in Sector 1215, and so far, they have not attempted to exit the remains of their vessel. I say remains because their landing was either not executed adequately, or this vessel lacks significant maneuvering capability. The visible portions of the vessel have suffered catastrophic structural damage during the violent landing experience. I have detected atmospheric leaks in 17 distinct locations along the hull. My analysis shows that the mixture of gases coming from the ship matches the natural atmosphere on my installation almost exactly. Perhaps the occupants, if they're still there, were originally cataloged here. Perhaps these beings will confirm that the plan was successful, and that the galaxy has returned to its proper cadence. I am beyond optimistic. But I do not understand why these sentients have not attempted to exit their vessel. Other than the leaking atmosphere, the only thing emanating from this wreckage is an automated distress call. I am currently translating this automated broadcast, but with such a limited dataset and no direct communication, I do not anticipate full comprehension. Given the short-range nature of this craft, it is likely that other vessels are nearby. But, in accordance with procedure, I am blocking the distress call.
Ooh,
No
ouch.
communication of the location of any installation is permissible. I admit great curiosity about these visitors. While the plan is quite clear about procedure for this situation, I have my doubts. How many failure points can the plan sustain before blind adherence becomes counterproductive? Surely, in light of all that has changed, I should be able to modify my responses to adapt. No, I have duties, and I have a terrible cargo here. I must be sure. I shall obey and content myself to monitor. I hope they come out soon, though. So many questions to ask. So many questions.
Oh, there was probably a little bit more at the end there, but I was already ready to resume. Spark has actually been one of my favorite characters as of late. Not so much towards the beginning of my Halo playing experience, because he only served as an obstacle for me, but as time went on, at least up until Halo 3, the end of it, I found myself enjoying his presence a little bit more. He's amusing, whimsical, and, well, I sort of get a laugh out of another character so obsessed with scientific pursuits and procedures. Where the heck did you go? Oh, in the corner. I guess he was really eager for timeout or something. Two and a half hours. Finally.
Covenant forces in the vicinity have been eliminated. Let's move on to Halo's control center.
Wait, I lied. This is only the second worst level. Although it might be the one that takes the longest. The next horrible level
it, Halo's
happens
control
probably
center.
2 streams from now. I'll keep quiet for the cutscene.
That terminal, try there.
You all right?
Never been better. You can't imagine the wealth of information. The knowledge, so much, so fast. It's glorious.
So, what sort of weapon is it?
What are you talking about?
Let's stay focused. Halo, how do we use it against the Covenant?
This ring isn't a cudgel, you barbarian. It's something else. Something much more important. The Covenant were right. This ring... it's Forerunner. Give me a second to access. Yes, the Forerunner built this place, what they called a fortress world, in order to... Wait. No, that can't be. Oh, those Covenant fools. They must have known. There must have been signs.
Slow down. You're losing me.
The Covenant found something. Buried in this ring. Something horrible. And now, they're afraid.
Something buried? Where?
The captain. We've got to stop the captain.
Keys? What
The
do we...
weapons cache he's looking for. It's not really... We can't let him get inside.
I don't understand.
There's no time. Get out of here, find keys, stop him. Before it's too late!
And I'm sorry, but unless you tell me otherwise really, really hard right now, I'm gonna have to cut you off right there. Next level coming up is actually one of my absolute favorites. I'll wait for a response here, but the usual formalities of ending a stream. After all, it's been almost 4 hours. Yeah. Oh. Are you looking for more? I know Kayla is a Halo fan. If other people don't mind, I am willing to continue it for one more level. Next one definitely has a lot of interesting suspense to provide us. I probably should be more responsible with it, though. I'm tempted, but I do need to make some preparations for tomorrow. I do have a place I need to be early, so I will have to be in bed at a reasonable time tonight. Yeah, I'm afraid I am going to have to say no for now. But if you are interested in more Halo soon, then we can add it onto the itinerary for this following week, which I'd be very excited for. The Discord server is what I'm going to spend the rest of tonight and tomorrow working on. Yeah, Kayla, so exhausted and you didn't even play. Yeah, it can definitely feel like that being there for a 6 or 8 hour stream, but this is even only 4. We did start it at a bit of a late time, though, which would explain... I mean, it's almost 10 p.m. here. Yeah. I do need to be responsible with my time management, and that means I will have to use the rest of tonight, and whatever time I can manage tomorrow on Halloween, to get that Discord server set up. I will be posting the link on Monday in the stream and on Twitter. So, once we get that set up, there will be not much yet given the low production value that we have here, but enough stuff to at least have some chats going on, post fan art, post any sort of commentary or video clips or whatever you'd like. Most important up to there will be the suggestions channel, which I'll go ahead and make a solid schedule for starting next week, but I will open it up to some more flexibility given what the suggestions from the viewer base would be. I will provide some of my own, but if there's anything you'd like to suggest instead, give it to me. No stream tomorrow, it's Halloween, and I think it might be a case of, well, one, I have some of my own parties to get to, and a little bit of a chance to relax. Monday will be Noida as always. Dead Cells will happen sometime either on Friday or maybe in the middle of the week. And I'd like to do another Guilty Gear stream. I also really want to get back to Melty Blood at some point, so expect that soon. Maybe next week, or maybe the week afterwards. We'll see. But for now, class is formally dismissed. I love you all for your attendance, and thank you. Kayla, Error, Leviathan, whoever our sneaky, lurky fourth viewer is here. Looking back in the chat history, Words, and Daniel. Either of you are still here. Thank you very much for your time. Yes, I will respond to anything else you have to say for the last few minutes that we have here. But if I'm just hiding down here long enough with no responses, I will be on my way.